rumors are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Welcome to #P8Vote 2013.
Today on Rappler, at least 10 lawmakers may face charges in the second batch of pork barrel scam cases. A strong tropical storm may hit the Philippines Friday. And Hong Kong's chief executive threatens sanctions against the Philippines over the 2010 Manila hostage crisis.
Hello, I'm Natasha Gutierrez sitting in for Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. In the second batch of cases being prepared by the Department of Justice or DOJ, at least 10 lawmakers could be charged for conniving with alleged pork barrel queen Janet Napoles to pocket their pork barrel. Justice Secretary Laila de Lima says the documents are not yet complete for the second batch of pork barrel cases, causing a delay in the filing. She says the department will be ready to file the charges by next week. The DOJ will also file another batch of cases, this time related to all other funds reportedly plundered by Napoles that were not from lawmakers' pork barrel. Counsel for whistleblowers Levy Baligod says the cases will include the alleged misuse of a 407 million peso government fund. He does not identify the agency but says the fund went to a Napoles corporation and was split among 10 legislators. Baligod adds this happened during the early days of the Arroyo administration. In September, the DOJ filed the first batch of plunder charges against 38 people, including 3 senators, Jingoy Estrada, Juan Ponce Enrile, and Bong Revilla. Another batch of cases was filed on the alleged plunder of the multi-billion peso Malampaya Fund. Alleged pork barrel queen Janet Napoles wants the Senate to postpone her November 7 testimony, but the chamber turns down the request. In her letter to Senate President Franklin Drilon and Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman T.G. Gingona, Napoles says she has no lawyer who will, quote, guard her rights. Last week, Napoles' lawyer Lorna Kapunan resigned because of conflict in the strategy of the defense lawyers. But in response, Blue Ribbon Oversight Office Management Director General Rodolfo Noel Quimbo says Napoles had enough time to prepare for the hearing because she received the subpoena on October 21. Napoles is accused of siphoning millions in lawmakers' pork barrel. Senate Majority Leader Alan Peter Cayetano criticizes Napoles' request as a form of deceit and a delaying tactic. Senators are split on the value of Napoles' testimony, with some saying she will simply invoke her right to remain silent. The Commission on Audit, or COA, orders the Government Service Insurance System, or GSIS, to return some 1.3 billion pesos worth of loan interests that it overcharged its members last year. COA says loopholes in the GSIS and other procedures result in members being overcharged capitalized interest totaling 859.835 million pesos. Delays in the posting or crediting of loan payments cost excess interest amounting to 441.122 million pesos. GSIS says the borrowers will not be reimbursed what they overpaid, but the overpayment will be credited as advance payment to existing loans. For fully paid loans, members will receive the due amount as reimbursement. The Philippines on Tuesday blames the, quote, indecision of Filipinos for its failure to repatriate them before the deadline set by Saudi Arabia. Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario adds the Saudi Arabia's government's sluggish process worsened the problem.
I think that you can consider that the Philippine government has done everything possible to facilitate the repatriation of our people. Contributing to the delay of the repatriation is the indecision of our own people.
The Philippines repatriated only around 4,420 illegal Filipino workers from Saudi Arabia in time for the deadline to legalize their status last Sunday. That is only 49% of the 9,000 Filipinos who originally faced repatriation. Starting Sunday, illegal workers face up to 2 years in prison and fines of at least 100,000 real or $27,000. Hong Kong's chief executive Leung Chun-ying threatened sanctions against the Philippines over a row involving the deaths of its tourists in a 2010 hostage crisis in Manila. Hong Kong wants a formal apology for the incident, or else it will take, quote, necessary actions to apply sanctions. Hong Kong maintains a travel warning to the country since the episode, while the city's lawmakers have mooted a cancellation of its visa-free arrangement for visitors from the Philippines and possible trade sanctions. In October, Manila Mayor Joseph Estrada offered to apologize for the hostage-taking incident, but Philippine President Benigno Aquino refused to issue a formal apology, saying the deaths were caused by the actions of a lone individual. Media reports say Manila offers compensation of US $75,000 to the family of the deceased and up to US $150,000 to those injured. But the families involved in the hostage crisis have not accepted the money, saying the amount was too low. The Philippines should brace for a new storm that will enter the Philippine area of responsibility. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa says as of 2 p.m. Tuesday, Tropical Storm Haiyan is estimated at 2,026 kilometers east of Mindanao. Once it enters the PAR, it will be given the codename Yolanda. Haiyan is estimated to have maximum sustained winds of 95 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 120 kilometers per hour. It is forecast to make landfall in the Samar Leyte area by Friday afternoon. It will then cross the archipelago, most probably through the Visayas, before exiting between Palawan and Mindoro Islands by Saturday. Forecast models released by the Japan Meteorological Agency and the U.S. Navy Joint Typhoon Warning Center both show the typhoon moving towards the west-northwest. NASA says Haiyan is still intensifying within the next 24 to 48 hours and could become a Category 4 typhoon by Wednesday. This is equivalent to a signal number 4 typhoon. Egypt's deposed President Mohamed Morsi appears in court Monday on the first day of his trial for inciting violence and murder. Morsi remains defiant, rejecting the legitimacy of the court and demanding that coup leaders be prosecuted. The trial marks his first public appearance since he was overthrown on July 3. During the trial, Morsi refuses to wear prison clothes, insists on defending himself, and reiterates he is the legitimate president of Egypt. The trial resumes in 2 months. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 6, a bill seeking to absolve Thailand's leaders of crimes committed over a decade triggers protests in Bangkok. The Wall Street Journal reports supporters of the opposition Democrat Party march across the city and set up camp in the historic Democracy Monument. The amnesty includes former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. His overthrow in a military coup in 2006 started years of instability for Thailand. The proposed amnesty also covers Thaksin's rivals accused of crimes in the coup. At number 8, India launches an unmanned probe to Mars, its most ambitious space mission to date. The project was conceived in just 15 months on a tiny budget. India seeks to become the first Asian power to reach the red planet. On Tuesday, the Mars orbiter mission blasts off from the southern spaceport. It is expected to reach the red planet by September 2014. And at number 10, after the departure of its chief executive, struggling phone maker Blackberry abandons hopes of finding a buyer and pegs its future on cash infusion and new management. Its largest shareholder, Ontario-based Fairfax Financial, says it will invest $1 billion. CEO Thorsten Haynes steps down and will be replaced on an interim basis by John Chen. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. In a visit to an orphanage in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Miss World 2013 winner Megan Young and Miss World chairman Julia Morley fall about 8 to 10 feet when the floor of the building's second story collapsed. Around 20 children rushed towards Young when they saw her enter the classroom, causing the floor to collapse. Morley was badly injured, with x-rays showing she suffered a significant fracture on her hip. The Miss World website reports Young was able to land on her feet, escaping injury. This year's PBA Rookie Draft went as far as 7 rounds, selecting from a talented pool of applicants. Jane Brasher reports.
This year's PBA Rookie Draft yields 44 talented rookies from 79 hopefuls after going as far as 7 selection rounds. As expected, Barangay Ginebra San Miguel picked 7-foot big man Greg Slaughter on round 1. The Atenean is looking forward to playing for the popular ball club.
And I'm just really excited to get started and work with everyone towards one thing.
Ginebra also selects Arellano standout James Forrester for the 4th pick.
Forrester kasi who can play number 2 and 3. Pwedeng scorer kasi siya, yung energy guy na.
Also a big winner in the draft is Global Port Batampierre. Rebuilding its team, Global Port drafts big names Terence Romeo, R.R. Garcia, Isaac Holston, Nico Salva, L.A. Revilla, and Jofer Custodio.
I'm probably going to be the best shot blocker in the league, so that and rebounding is going to be my job, so I'm just going to do my job.
Zamboanga's pride Darwin Cordero also comes one step closer to his dream after being drafted by Barako Bull. Ryan Buenafe went to Alaska, followed by Alex Nuiles to Rain or Shine and Justin Chua to San Mig Coffee. UAAP stars Nico Salva and Jeric Teng, expected to be snapped up in the first round, slide to the second round. With the amount of talent available, there are calls for the PBA to consider adding more teams.
It's really up to the owners. You know, it's not that easy. You know, it would be nice for the players. You know, because we have so many players outside the league that could be playing. But again, it's a complex issue that's going to have to be tackled by the owners.
One thing is certain, great things are in store for the PBA.
This PBA Rookie Draft caps off a year when Philippine basketball is experiencing a tremendous resurgence. At the same time, it is also the beginning of a bright new future for the sport that Filipinos can't live without. Jane Brasher, Rappler, Manila.
Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the Mood Navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories with the most clicks. Let's check out today's Mood Navigator. A quick look at the Mood Navigator shows several different colors. Let's check out this light blue circle over here to the right. Jingo issues statement after arrest in the U.S. Of course, in the story, he denies it, and this has 42% of readers feeling amused and 24% feeling annoyed. Over to the left, a story from the newscast and yesterday's top story on Rappler. GSIS should return 1.3 billion pesos to members, says COA. This story has 87% of readers feeling angry and 5% feeling sad. And another red circle here to the right, this is the publication of the PDAF affidavits in full by Rappler. This has 85% of people feeling angry, while 5% say they don't care. All these stories contribute to the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. That's Rappler's newscast for today, Tuesday, November 5, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel in our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Natasha Gutierrez. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.